Hello, welcome back to the fish locker out on the boat. Now, as you can see, it's not a great day out today. We're trying to take the opportunity to anchor up on a little piece of wreck. Wind is fresh. It's supposed to be dropping off later on. Hopefully we'll be able to show you. First of all I've done is, as I've come up to the mark that I wanted to fish, I steamed up and round it, over it, in like a pattern, and marked on my sounder, I marked on my GPS with little waypoints every time that I left the wreck, so that I will eventually get like an outline of roughly how big the wreck is. Now you can see, all I'm doing is I'm steaming up and around and marking where the wreck is, and every time I leave it I put a waypoint in so I can map where the edge of the wreck is. Right, I was just putting another waypoint in there because I've just started drifting over it again. What I've done now is, you know roughly the direction of the wind. The tide is flooding, so it's going in that direction. So at the moment we have got almost wind with tide. That should mean that the wind will push me in the same direction as the tide, which is what you'd like. I've steamed up tide of the wreck, killed the engine, and I'm now drifting. And what I want to do is I want to see roughly in what direction I'm going to drift. Because say for instance, if that's the wreck and I'm drifting in that direction, I want to anchor up roughly here, so that my anchor rope will sit me in line with the wreck. If I anchored up parallel to it, I would end up missing the wreck. Like the rope that I use, I've got roughly 300 metres of rope, and I have it in bundles, and all I've done is every 100 feet I've marked it, so 3 marks is 300. 5 marks, 500. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run rope out, noting how many bands have gone past. Otherwise you'd never know, would you? I'm in roughly 170, 180 feet of water, and generally you need to use 3 times the depth. So I'm going to use about 500 feet of rope. One of the questions that people have asked me before is, how do you know how far away to steam from the wreck before you put your anchor down? And there's a rough guideline. You could look at it as like being a right angle triangle, as in like, and the rope being the hypotenuse on your right angle triangle. Your rope, which is going to be roughly 500-600 feet squared, minus the depth squared, will give you the the distance from the wreck squared. So roughly 200 feet, 600 feet, that gives me 500 feet. So I want to steam 500 feet away from the wreck before I put the anchor down. That's a rough guideline. I know roughly in the direction which I'm going to drift now, so I'm going to go and try and put the anchor down. Oh, you'll notice that even if it wasn't a jowly day, I would be wearing my life jacket. Any hauling or shooting of an anchor, I'd consider it as being one of the more at-risk activities on the boat. All you need, and I've seen it happen before, where you'll be shooting an anchor and you'll get a bite around your foot or a bite around your hand and it'll pull you towards us. Yeah. Oh, also, this is what's called an Alderney ring, and that's used for hauling the anchor. Now mine, because it's a solid ring, I have to slide it onto my anchor rope before I attach the anchor. All I'm going to do here is attach my chain onto there, and as I lower it down, the rope will slide through the ring. I'll show you about the Alderney ring when I come to hauling the anchor. There we go, I've got the anchor, put the anchor over the side, and I've run out a load of rope, and I've got to 400 feet, and I'm going to slide my buoy over the side, and then all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hold on to it and let the boat drift, and hopefully I should feel the anchor dig in. As the rope tightens up, I should feel the anchor hold fast. If it doesn't hold fast, I know it's dragging and I need to let off more rope. I want to bed the anchor first though, so it's not all sat loose. What I might do is I might actually attach it to the forward cleat and run the boat in reverse, because this rope is quite dry, so it's, it's going to float a little bit. I don't know if you can see, the anchor rope is now tightening up nicely at an angle like that, instead of floating on the surface and dropping straight down. So as I've tightened it up a bit, got the belly out, I'll let off the remainder of the rope. I think I'm going to try 450, and then if I'm not sitting right, I'll let out a little bit more. But as it is, we're pulling right up onto the wreck now. We're about 100 feet away from the wreck, which should be perfect, providing this wind stays as it is. Right. That was 450 feet just gone past. See about tying it to the bow. There, look, if you can see the anchor buoy out the front, and I've tied it off. I've let out exactly 500 feet of rope. There's where I put the anchor down. You can see there where I tracked up around the wreck to find where the edges were, and that was where my drifts took me. So I knew that I needed to anchor roughly here. You can see it's put me right onto the wreck. I'm actually probably only 50 or 60 feet from the wreck. Right. Tide's starting to turn now, so we've swung off the wreck again. I'm going to try and re-anchor just one more time, maybe save the last 3/4 of an hour to an hour. What I've got is on my anchor rope in the front of the boat is that yellow buoy that you saw with an Alderney ring. And the Alderney ring is on the rope, so the rope will slide through the ring. What I did when I dropped my anchor was I put a mark on the GPS, a waypoint, so I know roughly where the anchor is. What you do now is you steam up towards, if this is where the anchor is, you steam up and round and past it, so you use the buoy to lift the anchor. As you steam away, the water hits the buoy, causes resistance, the rope slides through. As the rope slides through, the buoy can't sink down, so you end up where you're straight up to your anchor like that, and it lifts your anchor up. And all you do is you just steam round in like a big sea. Now I've only got a little fiberglass boat, so what I do is I'm round the forward cleat and I'm through the bowsprit, and then I've got a little cleat just by the controls. I wrap it inside of that and hold on to it with my hand, so I can feel that if the anchor has come properly fast and it's not going to come out, I'll feel it tightening up and I can stop the engine. Otherwise I'll end up pulling the cleats out. All you do is you just steam off and you keep watching, and you'll see the yellow buoy. Then when you feel like you've got far enough, stop the engine, pull the rope in. Now if you've not got it all in one, that's fine. All you do is just pull the rope in until you get to the buoy, take a turn around the cleat again and steam away again until it pulls it all again. What should happen is the ring should slide all the way down to your anchor. There you can see the yellow buoy right down in the distance there. Just float the anchor up, so now I'm just going to put it. Although this is still quite laborious, it is phenomenally easier compared to pulling it all by hand. I didn't get it all through at once. I've only got, I think I've got maybe about 150 feet still left. So what I'll do is I'll just pull it. Yeah, look, the buoy's 50 foot away, and there's the 200 mark. So I know I've still got quite a ways to go. All I'll do is I'll just pull in as much as I can like this until the buoy comes alongside, and steam off again. Pull it behind. Just do that as many times as you need to until you've got it all the way in. There you see, it slid all the way down to the anchor. Just like that.